Hello viewers, welcome to UN Digital class. In my previous lecture, I have already discussed about the types of authentication function. In types of authentication function, I have discussed about message authentication code. Now, in today's lecture, I am going to discuss about hash function. Hash function is also one of the mechanism for authentication. Now, let us start. First of all, what is hash function? A hash function is accept a variable length block of data m as input and produce a fixed size hash value, that is the small h, which is equal to h of m. Which means here hash function is a function which is represented by capital H, and this function takes a variable length of data as input and that data represented as m. Now, by taking a variable length of data, this hash function produces a fixed length value which is represented by small h, and this fixed length value is called as hash value. This hash value also called as message digest, and it acts as authenticator, which means here the fixed length value which is generated from the hash function, that is called hash value, and this hash value also called as the message digest. And here in hash function, this hash value is act as authenticator, which means this hash value authenticates the sender and receiver. Next, the principal object of hash function is data integrity, which means the hash function always provides the data integrity. Here data integrity means if there is any changes to the message, then that changes must reflect to the hash value, that is the data integrity. Now look at the example. Here this figure shows the use of hash function to check data integrity. In this figure, here this is the Alice, that is the sender, and here this is the Bob, and that is the receiver. Now look at here. Here the Alice sends some data to the Bob, that means this is the data or message. Now the Alice take this message and generate the hash value, that is the h, from this data or from this plain text. Now after generating the hash value, then the Alice append the data with the generated hash value. After appending this data and hash value, then it send this value to the Bob. Now look at here. Here the Bob receives the appended data with hash value. After receiving this value, then the Bob takes this data, that is the original data, and using this data, here the Bob calculates the hash value. Now here this hash value which is calculated by the Bob, and here this is the hash value which is appended with the data, and this hash value is coming from the sender, that is the Alice. Now here the hash value which is generated by the Bob and the appended hash value both are compared. If these two hash value is same, then the Bob sure that there is no alteration in the data or message, and this provides the data integrity. I think you clear about the data integrity, how data integrity is achieved by using the hash function. Because in hash function, the hash value provides us the data integrity. Now here this figure shows the middleman attack in hash function. Now look at this figure. This is the Alice which is the sender, and here this is the Bob which is the receiver. And this Alice wants to send some data to the Bob. That means first of all Alice generates the data which is called the plain text. After generating the data, then Alice calculates the hash value by using the hash function. After calculating this hash value, then Alice append this hash value with the original data. After appending, then Alice send this value to the Bob. When this value is transmitted over the network, there is another person who is the Darth, and the Darth take this value from the network. When Darth take this value, after taking this value from the network, then Darth take this original message and replace it by some new message. After replacing new message, then Darth calculate the hash value by taking this new message. After that, the Darth append this new data with the new hash value which is generated by the Darth. Then appending this new data and new hash value, Darth send this value to the Bob. Now here Bob receives this value, that means here Bob receives the new data and the new hash value which is actually generated by the Darth. Now when Bob receives this value, then Bob takes this data value and calculates the hash value by using the hash function. After calculating this hash value, then Bob compares this calculated hash value with the appended hash value. Here the calculated hash value and the appended hash value both are same, because here the Darth take this new data value and by using this new data value it also changes the hash value and it appended the new data with the new hash value, so that the Bob cannot identify whether this data is coming from the authenticated sender, that means Alice, or not, because here both the hash value is same. This is the middleman attack in our hash function. I will discuss how to overcome this middleman in our hash function. Next, how hash function is used in authentication. That means how we achieve authentication by using hash function. Now look at the method 1. Here in method 1, suppose there is some source A and some destination B. Now the source A wants to send some data to destination B, so that first of all the source A generates its message. Now here M is the message which is generated by source A. After generating this message, the source A calculates the hash value by using the hash function. Here the hash function is the capital H which generates the hash value, that is small h. Then after calculating the hash value, then the source A append this hash value with the message. Now here the message is appended with the hash value. After appending the message with the hash value, then the source A encrypts this appended value by using some encryption algorithm and key. After encrypting this appended value, it generates the encrypted message. Now this is the encrypted message which is generated by our source A. After generating this message, now the source A sends this message to the destination B. Now look at the destination B. In the destination B, when the destination B receives this message, first of all it applies the decryption algorithm by using the key, that is K. After decrypting this message, then it generates the message, that is the appended message which is generated by our source. Now here this is the appended message. Now again the destination B takes the message and calculate the hash value by using the hash function. Here the destination B calculates the hash value, that is H. After calculating this hash value, then the destination B compares this calculated hash value with the generated hash value. Now look at here. Here the destination B compares this appended hash value with this generated hash value. When these two hash value becomes equal, that means the destination sure about that there is no alteration in the message. If both the hash value are different, that means the destination sure about that there is some alteration in the message which is coming from the authenticated source. Now look at this method 1. In method 1, here this key, that is the K, which is used for encryption, and this same key is also used for decryption. That means here both source and destination share a secret key for encryption and decryption. Now look at here this is the actual message which is transmitted over the network. That means when this message transmitted over the network, if there is some attacker in the network, then the attacker take this message. When the attacker take this message, then the attacker wants to decrypt this message and generate the plain text or the original message. But look at here, the message which is transmitted over the network, that is the encrypted message. If the attacker wants to decrypt this message, then the attacker must have to know about the secret key, that is the K. Here this secret key K is only known to the source A and destination B. Other than source A and destination B, no one knows this secret key. That means the attacker cannot decrypt this message to retrieve the plain text or the original message, which means this method satisfies the confidentiality. Now check for the authentication. Look at here when the destination B compares the generated hash value with the appended hash value, if these two hash values are equal, that means the destination B sure about that the message is coming from the authenticated sender. If these two hash values are different, that means the destination B sure that there is some alteration in the message, which means here hash value provides us the authentication. That means in method 1, it satisfies both authentication and confidentiality. Here the authentication is satisfied because of the hash value and confidentiality is satisfied because of the encryption algorithm. Then look at the second method. Here this is your method 2. In method 2, the source A generates a message, that is M, and the source A wants to send this message to the destination B. Now look at here the source A calculates the hash value by using the message M. Then after calculating the hash value, then the source A encrypts this hash value by using some encryption algorithm and key, that is K. After encrypting the hash value, then the source A append this hash value with the original message. That means here the source A append the original message with the encrypted hash value. After appending this, then the source A send this value to the destination B. Now look at the destination B. At the destination B, when the destination B receives this appended message with the encrypted hash value, then the destination B first of all take the original message and it calculates the hash value by using the hash function. After calculating the hash value, then the destination B takes the encrypted hash value and use some decryption algorithm and the same key, that is K, and generate the hash value or decrypt the hash value to get the original hash value. After decrypting the hash value, then the destination B compares both hash value. That means here the destination B compares the generated hash value with the appended hash value. If these two hash values are equal, that means the destination B is sure about that there is no alteration in the message which is coming from the source A. If these two hash values are different, that means the destination B is sure that there is some alteration in the received message. Now Look at here. This is the actual message which is transmitted over the network. Suppose there is some attacker in the network and the attacker takes this message. When the attacker takes this message, then the attacker first of all take the original message and it changes this message to the new message. Suppose it changes this original message M to M1 and it sends this message to the destination B by appending this encrypted hash value. The destination B receives this message, that means the altered message which is altered by the attacker. Then the destination B calculates the hash value and here again it decrypts this hash value and compare both the hash value. Here both the hash value are different because here the message is changed M to M1, so that it gives the different hash value which is appended with this message, so that here the destination B is sure that there is some modification in our message, which means here this satisfies authentication. But look at here when this message is transmitted over the network, then the attacker takes this original message and changes it to some other message. That means here this method does not satisfy confidentiality and it only satisfies authentication, because here no encryption is used, so that this method does not satisfy confidentiality. It only satisfies the authentication, and this method can be used in some situation where suppose the sender wants to send some message to more than one receiver. That means suppose your teacher gives you the message to broadcast this message to all students that your class timing is changes from 7 to 8 am, and here the sender must be authenticated, but the message must not be confidential. If other than the student someone knows this message or read this message, then there is no harm to this communication. In this case, this type of hash function is used where only authentication is needed, confidentiality is not needed. Now look at the next method. Here in method 3, the source A generates a message M. Then after generating message M, here you must remember that in this method the source and destination share a secret value, that is the S, and when the source A wants to send some message, it uses this secret value. Now look at here the source A generate a message M, then it append this secret value with this message. After appending the secret value, then it applies the hash function to calculate the hash value. Now here after calculating the hash value, again the source A append the original message with this hash value. Now after appending the original message with the hash value, now the source A send it to the destination B. Now look at here, when the destination B receives this message, first of all it takes the original message and with this original message it append the secret value, that is S, and this S is only known to the source A and destination B. Now appending this S value, now the destination B calculates the hash value of the message and the secret value S. Now here after calculating this hash value, then the destination B compares this appended hash value with the generated hash value or calculated hash value. If these two hash values are same, that means the destination is sure about that there is no modification in the received message. Now check for the authentication and the confidentiality. Now look at here this is the actual message which is transmitted over the network. Suppose the attacker takes this message, then the attacker first of all take this value, that is the original message value, and change it some other value. After that it append the hash value and send it to the destination B. That means here our confidentiality is not satisfied because the attacker can changes this original message, which means this method does not satisfy confidentiality. But check for the authentication. Suppose the attacker changes this message, then the attacker may want to change this hash value. Here if the attacker wants to change this hash value, then the attacker must have to know about the secret value, that is the S. But this S is only known to the source A and the destination B. That means in this case the attacker can only change this message, cannot change this hash. Suppose the attacker changes this message M to M1 and append with this hash value and send it through the destination B. Now look at here, when the destination B receives this message, then the destination B first of all append the secure S value with the modified message. After that it calculates the hash value. When it calculates the hash value, this hash value and the appended hash value is different because here the message is changes, so that the hash value also changes. But in this case, this is the hash value which is generated from our original message, so that destination B must sure about that there is some modification in the original message, which means here the authentication satisfied. Here this method does not satisfy its confidentiality because in this method there is no encryption is used. Now look at the next method. In this method the source A generates the message M. After that append the secure hash value with the message, then it calculates the hash value of the message appended with the secure value S. After calculating the hash value, then it append this original message with the calculated hash value. After appending the original message with the hash value, then it applies some encryption algorithm by using the key, secret key, that is K. After encrypting, this message will be generated. When this message is generated, this message is actually transmitted to the destination B. Now look at the destination B. Now the destination B receives this encrypted message. After receiving this encrypted message, the destination B decrypt this message by using the decryption algorithm and the key. After decrypting, it gets the appended message, that is our original message M, and the hash function, which is the appended value of original message and secret value S. Now here the destination B takes the message and append with the secret value S. After that it calculates the hash value. Then now the destination B compare this calculate hash value with the appended hash value. Here if both the hash value are equal, that means the destination sure about that the message which is received, that is the original message. Now here this hash value satisfies our authentication. Now check for the confidentiality. Now look at here. This is the actual message which is transmitted over the network. If the attacker takes this message and wants to generate the original message or plain text, here the attacker must have to decrypt this message because this is the encrypted message. And to decrypt this message, the attacker must have to know about this secret key K. But here this secret key K is only known to the source A and the destination B, so that the attacker cannot get the secret key and cannot decrypt this message to get the original message, which means this method satisfies confidentiality. Here the confidentiality is satisfied because of the encryption, and the authentication is satisfied because of our hash value and the secret value S. This is all about the hash function. If you have any doubt regarding this hash function, then you can write me in comment. I will reply you and discuss about your doubt. Thank you for watching.